When I first landed in the United Kingdom in the 1980s, my first port of call was Gatwick Airport. I still remember the feeling. I boarded a train into London and then arrived at Victoria Station. What happened next stayed with me for decades. The crowds, the movements, the noise, the speed, and the order inside what looked like chaos. People rushing in every direction beneath the streets of London. Thousands of lives crossing paths, and I remember thinking, what kind of vision created this? Not just engineering, not just transport, something deeper. Because the London Underground is more than just tunnels and trains. It's almost like the hidden bloodstream of a city. And ever since that first journey from Victoria into South London, I've carried one strange thought in my heart. What if there is something spiritual hidden in the story of the underground? Not spiritual in a spooky sense, but spiritual in the sense of vision, purpose, human connection, sacrifice, design, and the incredible God-given ability of mankind to imagine something impossible and then build it beneath an entire city. This is what this series is all about. This is not just a history series. This is not just a transport series. It's a journey through the hidden stories beneath London, the forgotten inspirations, the Christian connections, the stations named after saints, the cathedrals above the tunnels, the wartime shelters underground, the faith of the engineers and the reformers who shaped London, the stories of fear, hope, survival, prayer, movement, and destiny flowing through these stations every day. Because some station names are just impossible to ignore, like St. Paul's Tube Station, sitting beside the famous St. Paul's Cathedral, one of the greatest Christian landmarks in the world, or Temple Tube Station, carrying echoes of the Knights Templar and centuries of religious history, or Angel Tube Station, a name that instantly sparks curiosity. Even stations like King's Cross and Pancras Tube Station, they carry layers of historical and spiritual significance connected to Christianity, pilgrimage, and the growth of London itself. And the deeper you look, the more you realize the London Underground is almost like a parable. People descending underground every morning, traveling through darkness, searching for direction, following signs, trying to reach their destinations, and somehow emerging again into light. That sounds strangely familiar, doesn't it? This series will explore the Christian history behind famous stations, the spiritual symbolism hidden in the underground, the incredible visionaries who built London beneath London, wartime miracle stories from underground shelters, the meanings behind station names, the connection between churches, cathedrals, and the tube, fascinating forgotten stories most Londoners walk past every day, and the spiritual lessons we can draw from it all. Some episodes will be historical, simply make you smile and say, I've passed that station for years and never knew that. Sometimes greatest stories are hidden beneath our feet, and maybe, just maybe, the underground is not only about trains. Maybe it is also about humanity's search for connection, for purpose, for hope, and light beneath the surface of life itself. Welcome to the hidden spiritual stories of the London Underground. Each of my journeys on this London Underground makes me feel there's something spiritual about the underground. It's not just about the crowds, the efficiency. It's not just about transport. There's something much more spiritual about the underground. I don't know if you sense it when you travel on the underground. Do you know that the London Underground Railway System was the very first underground railway system in the world? The idea of the London Underground began in the 1830s and 1840s. That was when it was being discussed seriously, because London streets had become overwhelmed with horse carts, carriages, and growing railway traffic. Large crowds of people travel through this underground on a day-to-day basis. Very awesome experience. The first section officially opened in January 10, 1863. Construction of the first line began in 1860, and the first section officially opened on January 10, 1863 between Paddington and Farringdon. It was called the Metropolitan Railway. Was it ever completed? Interestingly, the underground was never really completed in the normal sense. It kept expanding and expanding and expanding over decades. Some major milestones. 1863 was the first underground line opened. 1884, the Circle Line loop was completed. 1890, first deep-level electric tube line opened. 1900s, many modern tube lines were added, and today it still expands and modernizes. So the underground is more like a living system that grew over generations rather than just a project with one finishing date. Makes me wonder what kind of people really came up with this idea of steam trains running underneath crowded city streets. Many were deeply disciplined, mathematically gifted, and incredibly bold people. We shall be taking a look at them in the next episode of this mini documentary, and also we'll be going through the stations one after the other to talk about the Christian roots of these stations, from St. Paul's to Angel Station to Temple to all the stations, because they are really rooted in the deep Christian beliefs and discipline of the founders of the underground tube. The underground was not originally built for comfort or tourism. It was just built because London was becoming impossible to move around. Watch out for the next edition. Join me on this journey. Subscribe, like, and share, please.